fire some people on his staff, right? Maybe some good names, but what have they really done? What has Ryan Grigson really done as far as the draft goes? Now, free agency, that's all fine and dandy. That's cool. But at the end of the day, you can't build a true roster and a true team off free agents, right? Right. This is not college football. This is not NIL. This is not the transfer portal, right? You won't see an NFL team build Super Bowl caliber teams off a damn free agency class. No, bro. That's not how the NFL works. That's why you have the draft. That's why you're supposed to succeed in the draft, period. Hands down, man down. So far as the draft goes, KWESI has been a failure. So far as the playoffs goes and being a head coach and leader of the team, KOC has been a failure. This year we saw it even more. KOC, horrible, piss poor play calling for the majority of the season. Then he finally realized, had an epiphany, or somebody got in his damn ear. Hey, KWESI, maybe you need to change this or change that. Maybe you need to take this in a different direction as far as play calling for J.J. McCarthy and putting J.J. McCarthy in certain positions to perform at a high level. Has KOC learned? Who knows? Will KOC change his whole philosophy? Who knows? Will J.J. McCarthy even be on the Vikings roster next season? You hear me? That's the big question, right? A lot of talks of Burrow, a lot of talks of the Vikings bringing in a veteran quarterback, maybe for competition or maybe to start. Time will tell. I guess time will tell. But at the end of the day, it's no denying that KOC failed his team this year. The defense was the strong point. KOC and his offense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Now, if you want to hang your hat and blame J.J. McCarthy and say and talk about how much he was injured, talk about how he looked bad in certain games, how he missed throws, cool, you can do that. Yeah, we can do that. We can throw that in there round yonder. J.J. McCarthy wasn't perfect, right? Heavy. J.J. McCarthy didn't look great all the time, but once again, what do you expect from a rookie, literally in his first rookie season? First time really getting adjusted to the NFL game, learning, adapting, growing, on top of bad play calling. So on top of bad O-line play as well, let's not forget that. I'm going to get into that as well. O-line play. What didn't we expect more from this O-line? Will Fries, to me, he didn't do enough for the money he's making, the contract he got on a multi-year fucking deal. You telling me Will Fries played up to par? Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Ain't no way. You hear me? Ain't no damn way, dog. You tell me Will Fries played up to par. Even the O-line. We can talk about the O-line, heavy. Everybody want to bash McCarthy, but let's talk about this O-line. Is the O-line declining? Is Brian O'Neill the same player that he once was? Can Christian Darrisaw stay healthy? We talk about Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly's career is probably over. I mean, the man had 3 concussions in 1 year. Heavy. Very detrimental. Very tough on his brain. We talking about CTE galore. CTE, I repeat, galore, right? Now, prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets his mind right. He gets everything in order. But you can't expect Ryan Kelly to get on that football field again. Early, heavy, man. I mean, can you really expect him to play again? I say hell to the no. I mean, how could you, man? How could you ask that man to get back on the field? And he wasn't great. I mean, he was solid. He was solid, but was he great though? Donovan Jackson, a rookie. You can say he had a good year for a rookie season. Still learning, still growing. He had some battles, some ups and downs. He battled with injuries as well. So a plus on the O-line probably is Donovan Jackson, the rookie, But it was injuries all season. Your backups were trash. Your backups were atrocious, piss poor, all that. You hear me? I'm talking about trash, piss poor, atrocious, all that, baby. You hear me? We had somebody named SKOL who couldn't block me out there, and everybody want to blame McCarthy once again. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna get into some pressers articles in a minute. We really got to break down how the season went as a whole. You know, shout out Madden 11 in the building. Shout out Madden 11 in the building. What up, big dog? Let's get it, man. We here heavy. The offseason has begun, but the real work has begun. Shout out Ronald Crosby in the building. Main thing is we got to keep B-Flow and our defensive players. We got to get someone like Mac Jones to compete with McCarthy. SKOL Vikings all the way. Shout out Ronald Crosby in the building, baby. You hear me? You know? And we're going to get into all that. We're going to get into Brian Flores. We're going to get into the defense, all that, because we know Brian Flores must remain. Brian Flores must remain in the building. Once again, if you're in the chat, like it up early. You hear me? But point blank is this team had a lot of weaknesses, a lot of holes, a lot of players who weren't up to par. You know? And it starts with your head coach on the offensive side of the ball. Period. Too evil in the building and too evil to hope in the building. What up, big dog? Oh, he coming in hot, ain't he? He coming in hot on a spot. I'm glad we have figured out that McCarthy, he is a backup and not a starter. I say cap, too evil, too hope. Too evil, you must expound. Because for you to just say McCarthy is a backup and not a starter, that sounds atrocious. You know, after what we've seen from McCarthy, after the growth he's shown, how can you sit here and confidently say that he's not a starter? He's strictly a backup. If that's the case, KOC is not a head coach, period. Heavy. We can go across the board, right? Right. Heavy, man. Early. Clip that. You know? If you can sit here and say McCarthy is not a starter on the little sample you've seen of him, and you can feel comfortable saying he's not a starter, but you can feel comfortable saying KOC is a good head coach, or KWESI is a good GM, or this line was good enough to block, or good enough to have a competent offense. Are you kidding me? We can go across the board. I stand with McCarthy. I'm rocking and rolling with McCarthy. I believe he can be the franchise, the future quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, period, dog. Hands down, man down. You hear me? Early, man. Yeah, bitch, yeah. You know. Come on, man. I think he's a backup until he sits behind a veteran. Why is that? Too evil to hope? What about his play makes you think he's a backup, and he's a backup until he sits behind a veteran? I say that's cap. I say you're trying to make McCarthy the scapegoat. I say he did pretty damn good the time he was available and played. As the season went along, when KOC kind of changed the scheme, I say he did pretty damn good. I say he showed growth and development in a major way. No, he still has flaws, still has things to fix, techniques to fix, of course. That's what any rookie, I mean, what the hell do you expect in a rookie quarterback? You want him to come in and be perfect? You want him to come in and know the game right away, and the game just to slow down for him right away? Then we can talk about the injuries and talk about this and talk about that. Some may say he's injury prone. You can lean on that, maybe. But let's comment down saying that he's strictly a backup. That's cap. The man showed his arm. He showed his ability, right? He showed he could learn. He showed you put him in the right scheme, he can produce. I mean, Jetta said what? That's his youngin. I'm going to get into the pressers after a while. But Jetta says what? That's his youngin. You hear me? So come on, man. Let's stop the cap. Now, too evil to hope. You got to come with more facts to say that McCarthy is strictly a backup. Now, you can bring a veteran in to compete with him, help him learn the ropes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he is a starter, and he will be the starter for the Minnesota Vikings. And if he's not, guess what? That means KOC is not who we think or who he says he is. And KOC, he's in question, period, who he is as a man, as a coach, etc., as a leader, etc., dog. Heavy. I don't even think KOC should be the head coach going into next season. I'm trying rock and roll with B Flow, you know? Period, bottom line, no cap. You hear me? Heavy. You hear me, dog? I'm rocking and rolling with B Flow right now. Today, if the Vikings said, hey, hey, you know, we trading KOC, or we getting rid of KOC somehow, some way, and we making Brian Flores the head coach, oh, I'm cool with that. I'm all in. Oh, I repeat, I'm cool with that. I'm all in. You know, Brian Flores, out of all these coaches on the staff, has proven the most, has proven what he can do with less talent. You hear me? All that talent on the offense, and your offense is piss poor. Are you kidding me, baby? Or are you kidding me? Too evil for real. Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, the list goes on. The running backs, understand you battle injuries, etc. And you telling me KOC couldn't perform better than that? You telling me this team couldn't make the playoffs? Come on, bro. Stop the cap. They want to make McCarthy the scapegoat once again. They want to make McCarthy the scapegoat once again. Or I want a different coach to develop McCarthy. I don't think KOC is a QB developer. He can take what has been developed and improve it. We'll lead with that then, Too Evil. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Lead with that. You hear me? No cap. Let's keep it there. You know? You know, let's be truthful and honest in that capacity, dog. But let's not lead with, oh, JJ McCarthy is not a starter. Let's lead with getting somebody in the building who can really develop him, right? Who can develop a young quarterback with talent, with a cannon for an arm. And KOC might not be the guy to do it. You know, KOC is maybe the type of coach that needs things to be perfect, right? That needs to have the perfect veteran QB like a Sam Darnold or a Kirk Cousins for his offense to flourish or for him to be successful. So he's not a fucking QB whisperer. Let's stop calling him a great leader of men. Let's stop calling him a great developer. Let's stop saying he's great at this and great at that. The man can't even develop a young rookie quarterback. So let's stop hyping him up and bigging him up, period. No cap. Let's call it for what it is. He needs a veteran quarterback to run his offense. He needs a veteran quarterback to look good. Are you kidding me, baby? Are you kidding me, huh? Heavy. Hands down, man down. Are you kidding me, though? So let's stop bigging him up and let's call it for what it is with KOC finally once and for all and stop nut riding like they did Kirk Cousins for 6 years. Stop nut riding like they did Kirk Cousins for 6 years. Heavy. Early, man. No cap. You know, ain't no way around it. KOC been getting over, like I said in many of videos, he's starting to seem like the Kirk Cousins version of a head coach. Heavy. Period, man. Big games, loses, big time moments, doesn't show up early, points his finger, blames this, blames that person. Everybody rises nuts, finds an excuse for him, continues to get over. Coach of the Year awards and shit, and he ain't done nothing, ain't won a big game yet. But he continues to get over early, heavy. You know? Come on, man. Stop the cap. Stop the damn cap. You hear? Shout out Hoopy in the building. Shout out Hoople in the building, man. What up, big dog? Once again, if you want to come up and chat, let me know. I'll drop the link, man, for anybody who want to come up and say how you feel. Just make sure it's real, man. Let me know. You hear me? Early. KOC need to be fired. JJ not going to be our starter next year. Sit the bench and nurse his boo-boos. He can't throw a touch pass. Cap, Hoopy. Cap. He may not have been able to throw a touch pass when he first started, but he's thrown numerous touch passes the last 2-3 weeks in. Have you not been watching the games, Hoopy or Hoopel, whatever the hell that name is there, dog? Have you not been watching the games? I ask you for real. He can't throw a touch pass. How can he not throw a touch pass? You hear me, dog? No cap. What is a touch pass to you, Hoopy? What is a touch pass to you? Has he not shown improvement over the past 4 or 5 weeks? Just let me know in the chat, man. Has he not shown improvement over the past 4 or 5 weeks? Going down the stretch of the season. You hear me? I mean, I really must know. Yeah. Come on, man. Stop the cat, man. He can't throw a touch pass. Are you kidding me? He's thrown numerous touch passes already. Once again, let's go, let's go, let's go. Make him the scapegoat. Make him the scapegoat, right? Year in, year out. It's always a scapegoat. It's never a KOC. It's never Kirk Cousins. It's always somebody else. KOC can't call the right play to save his life. You saw it in the game yesterday. But once again, it's McCarthy, right? It's McCarthy, right? McCarthy probably shouldn't have even been playing. But once again, it's McCarthy, right? It's McCarthy, right? Yeah, okay, I know it. Yeah. Oh man. Shout out Aaron Lee in the building, dog. My nigga, what's good? Yeah, bitch. Shout out my dog Aaron Lee in the building, man. Let's go, bro. Let's go, dog. Come on, man. Stop all the McCarthy BS, bro. All the bullshit, man. We know what it is. We know what it ain't. We know what's been going on for years around here, around yonder in Minnesota Vikings world. This ain't just a new thing. This been going on, dog. How they saved Kirk Cousins for 6 years. They saved his ass. You know? KOC is not who we think he is. He should be fired. There you go, Hoopley. There you go, Hoople. Whatever your name is, big dog, but there you go. That's the real shit right there. Yeah, you know. You hear me, dog? KOC should be fired. That's what the real problem is. KOC. And if you don't want to accept it and live with it, I get it, cool. But let's be real here. You know what it is, man. Aaron Lee, McCarthy was a scapegoat this season, for sure. For sure, man. You know what it is, Aaron Lee. You know how they do. You know what they going to do. It's always McCarthy. It's always on McCarthy. This and that, man. KOC's protected by what? His buddies, his NFL homeboys, the Vikings organization, the Wilfs, KWESI. No one wants to put the blame where it really should go. And that's on who? KOC. You hear me? Bottom line. We also need an O-line, but I know that seems to be impossible to build on a Vikings team. O-line was piss poor all year. They had moments. They had spurts when KOC would lean on the run game. You know? They definitely had their moments and their opportunities. But overall, it wasn't a great O-line. Overall, it wasn't a great O-line. Especially pass protection. Come on, man. We know what's really good. We know what's really going on here. The O-line wasn't great at all. Once again, Christian Darrisaw hurt. You know, he can never play a full season for real. So it's a lot of weaknesses on this offensive side of the ball as far as trenches, etc. You hear me? So that's just what it is. I gotta go run it and grab something right quick. But y'all stay tuned, man. But yeah, the O-line, the O-line was soft. You know, your backups were soft. Your depth chart was soft on the O-line. They flash here and there, but at the end of the day, they were soft. Period, dog. No cap. Hands down, man down. You know, bottom line, period. You got guys like Jurgens out there. You got guys like SKOL out there. Brian O'Neill didn't look the same. A lot of things that need to be fixed, a lot of things that need to be revamped, starting with free agency. We're going to get into the free agency class as well, who's available, who's not available, etc. Because since KWESI is Mr. Free Agency, well, we need to identify early who we can get, who's up for grabs, all that. You hear me? Yeah, bitch, yeah, early. You know, heavy. Shout out Bram in the building. Shout out Bram in the building. Bram Olsen in the building. What up, big dog? Let's get it. SKOL VIKES forever. KOC need to go. No guts. He's a Cabbage Patch Kid, baby. Not tough enough, period. Ooh, damn. Hold up now. Ooh, damn. Hold up now. Yeah. Let's be real. One more again, bitch. Let's be real. Yeah. Bram Olsen coming in hot, man. Coming in real, though. Most importantly, you hear me? No cap, bro. For real. He say KOC need to go. No guts. He's a Cabbage Patch Kid. Ooh, baby. Definitely babied. He been babied his whole career for 4 years. The man ain't coached a full 4 quarters yet. Still gets his way. Never on the hot seat. Does what the hell he wants to do. Period. No cap. Bottom line. And he gets away with per D murder. Not tough enough. He's not tough enough. And it has permeated through into his team. You see it on the playing field, starting in the trenches, dog. No cap. You hear me? I mean, you got Will Fries getting beat by the Green Bay Packers second string players. Huh? Come on, bro. Let's stop the cap, man. You're allocating money in certain areas where you shouldn't be putting it at. Are you kidding me? You bring in players who can't stay healthy year in, year out. Are you kidding me? Huh? Yeah. Come on, dog. I'm gonna get into this.